If you feel like you're in a cycle of confusion, disappointment, and just feeling out of sorts and out of whack in your relationship spaces, I want you to listen to this because there's a reason for that. And if you often feel like you're just too much, too big, too much personality, too much of a person for the people in your life, or if anyone has ever told you that you're too much of a personality or too big for them, this message is for you. You are such a giver, such a kind, such a loving, such an open person, and a genuine soul. And when you meet people, you give them everything that you have, right? That often leads to you feeling burnt out, people pleasing, overwhelmed, and disappointed because you are not being given the same thing that you are giving out. And as a life and relationship coach for successful Black women and women of color, I hear this story so often. My clients come to me and they tell me, I think I was doing everything right. I was being honest and open and genuine. I thought that the relationship or even the friendship was going well. And then all of a sudden it came to an abrupt end. I got ghosted. There was a huge blow up and I don't know why. The major reason that I see this happening for these women, and probably for you too, is that there is a lack of emotional management on your part. Because you're so genuine, because you're so open, and because you are looking for actual connection, you give yourself fully when you're in spaces with individuals that you are attracted to emotionally, physically, psychologically, or even intellectually. And so when you decide to make someone your friend or to make someone a romantic partner, you're showing up without the masks. You're showing up as the most authentic version of yourself. But people often cannot handle that because they're not used to folks being truthful, being honest, and being authentic about who they are. So they run, or they blame you for their feelings of discomfort. And they'll either ghost you or there'll be some sort of huge blow up that leads to a breakdown in the relationship. So your task in this is to learn to manage your emotions, the good and the bad, the positive and the negative. Even when you think that something is going great and this is a person that you want to continue spending time with, you have to pace yourself so that you can gauge if they have the same interests as you, if they have your best interests at heart, and if they're a safe place for you to put your all into. Emotional management is the key to having healthy relationships. It's the path to you being able to discern who is good for you and who isn't. And it is the way that you stop repeating the cycle of overwhelm and burnout and disappointment in your intimate relationships and in your friendships. But that's difficult for someone like you because you're not pretentious, you're not fake, and you're not phony. You want to have substantial connections and conversations with people. You don't want to have to pretend that you're not interested when you actually are. And so I understand why it's challenging for you to recognize when you may be giving too much too soon. But here is the key that I want you to take away from this. When you manage your emotions, you are operating in self-love. You are operating in self-care, and you are protecting yourself. You are taking care of yourself. So it's not about not being your true self or not being real. It's simply about pacing yourself and taking your time so you get the best outcome. Because when you don't manage your emotions, it leads to self-sabotage, and you end up feeling disappointed, lost, and confused again. And I don't want that for you. I want you to have healthy, loving relationships. So learn to manage your emotions and watch your relationships flourish. If you want to learn how to manage your emotions and you'd like to find out about coaching with me, book a call at the link in my bio.